Hi, I'm Nancy Morgan. I'm the Director of Legal Operations at the Finkelstein & Partners law firm. I'm also the founder of the Veterans Services Group here at Finkelstein & Partners. And today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about veterans benefits. There are two primary functions of the VA: the Veterans Health Administration, healthcare, and Veterans Benefits Administration, the VBA, VHA, VBA. There are many benefits that the VA offers to veterans, but today's focus will be on compensation benefits for service-connected injuries or conditions. Veterans are eligible for monthly compensation if they have a service-connected injury, condition, or illness. The claim for compensation is made by filling out a form. 21-526-EZ is the name of that form. You would fill out the 21-526 form either online at www.va.gov, or you can go to one of 58 regional offices. You can go to the one closest to you. It doesn't have to be within your state. To find out the location of the closest regional office, you can also go to va.gov. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to apply for those benefits. And Form 21-526 is 12 pages. The first 7 pages are just informational. Gives you information on how to fill out the form. Page 8, general information. I'd like to talk to you about page 9, because on page 9, there are 3 columns. And in those 3 columns, they're asking you, what is your disability that you're claiming is service-connected? Let me give you an example. I go to my doctor, it's an orthopedic doctor, and my doctor tells me I have a torn meniscus in my left knee. Okay, that's my current condition. Now, the next question will be, what happened in service that injured that knee, if, in fact, I had a knee injury in service? Well, I think back, and in 2005, I was playing on that battalion softball team, or the company softball team, and I injured that left knee. I went to the emergency room, or I went to the hospital. I treated for that left knee, treated for 6 weeks, and then it got better. Well, there's your event in service. The third thing is, how do you relate it, or how is one related to the other? Well, it's the same knee, same type injury. It's just an aggravation of that same injury. So you're going to fill out the 3 columns. And a lot of times, I like to use a 3-legged stool. So I have this 3-legged stool here that helps you remember the 3 things that the VA is going to be looking for. The VA is going to be looking for your current diagnosis. They're going to be looking for the event in service. And then they need to have that link between the 2. Another example, diabetes. You're in the service right before you get out and you find out you have type 2 diabetes. You start treating for it before you leave the service. 5 years later, you develop a neuropathy. Well, are you entitled to compensation for that neuropathy? The answer is yes, most likely. If you have a current diagnosis of neuropathy, that would go in column 1 on page 9. If the event in service was the diabetes, you'd put diabetes in column number 2, and then you put the date that you developed the neuropathy in column 3. The item that the VA is looking for is a nexus opinion, but you're not required to come up with that opinion. It can happen in a few ways. The first thing is you're going to submit your claim to the VA, and when you submit that claim, the 21-526 claim, you have a choice. It's going to ask you whether you want the standard claim, which is the VA regional office has a duty to assist you. The VA regional office is going to help gather all the information, the medical records, the service records, anything that you may have. They're going to help you gather that information for your claim. So if you go the standard route, duty to assist, they're going to help you gather that evidence. The second would be taking an expedited claim or a fully developed claim. If you choose to go the fully developed claim, you're giving up your benefit of having the regional office have a duty to assist you. You're providing them all the information. You provide them with the doctor's records that say you now have a torn meniscus. You provide them with your in-service records that showed you treated while you're active duty for that same knee. They may send you for a C&P exam, by a medical provider to provide that nexus or that opinion whether or not the two of them are connected. But you can go the fully developed claim, that goes a little faster, or you can go the standard way, and you can do it either way. So we've talked about the initial claim process. We've talked about making a choice either in the standard way or doing it expedited. Now I want to talk to you just a little bit about an effective date. What does that mean? When you fill out your 21-526 form and you've completely submitted and the VA has received that form, that date is important because most likely that's going to be your effective date. What do I mean by effective date? Well, what I mean by an effective date is you're entitled to retroactive benefits that go back to, most cases, the date that you filed that 21-526 form. So as long as you get it submitted, fully submitted, and it takes the VA a year, let's say, to make a decision, or maybe 2 years to make the decision. If you get a favorable decision and they say, using either the diabetes or the knee as my example, that it is service-connected injury, you'd be entitled to your monthly compensation starting from the day they received it. There's another form that I want you to know about, and it's a 21-0966. 21-0966. You may not have all your ducks in order yet. You may not have all the information you need, but you want to preserve that effective date. You want to make sure that you get, if you're successful, retroactive pay back to a certain date. Well, then what you'd fill out is form 21-0966. And that's an intention to make a claim. And the purpose of that is to put them on notice that you have an intention to make the claim. You then can fill out the other information, 21-526, at a later date, and it preserves that effective date. This wraps up today's discussion of how to file your initial claim. There's good answers and good answers to your questions at the va.gov website. I do recommend that you check that out. Thank you very much for your service on behalf of the Finkelstein and Partners Veteran Services Group.